And so these were the famous hair care products here.
And this was the original product container from pre-World War I. So it's pretty rare to find these.
Alelia Bundles cherishes artifacts that tell stories about her great-great-grandmother, Madam C.J. Walker.
Yeah, Madam Walker really represents the American dream in its best light. She is a person whose parents had been enslaved. She was the first free child born in her family in the 1860s, and by the time she died in 1919, at 51 years of age, she had become a millionaire.
Walker became one of the 20th century's most successful self-made women entrepreneurs. After experiencing hair loss, she experimented with various treatments, inventing and eventually selling hair care products for African American women.
But what I love is that she put her own image on the packaging, because at the time there were other companies selling products to black women, but they would put this sort of, someone who didn't look black, and because they were really kind of exploiting the insecurities that black women felt, because of European standards of beauty.
She traveled the country building a cosmetics empire made up of women who sold and distributed her products.
So it wasn't just about hair care products, selling hair care products, styling hair. It became about economic independence. And so what I love seeing in her life is that this hair care products business became a means to an end that empowered other women, that allowed them to buy homes for their families, to educate their children.
For the last 40 years, Bundles has spent countless hours researching and writing about Walker's extraordinary life.
So women also wrote letters to her where one woman said, "You have made it possible for a black woman to make more money in a day than she could in a month working in somebody's kitchen." So this was really showing women who would have been sharecroppers and maids and laundresses how they could support their families and be their own bosses.
Bundles says Walker was passionate about activism, including empowering African American women. In 1917, she even organized a trade convention, which was one of the first national meetings of businesswomen in the country.
In her keynote speech, she said, "I want you as Walker agents to show the world that you care not just about yourself, but about others." At the end of the convention, the women sent a telegram to President Woodrow Wilson urging him to support legislation to make lynching a federal crime. She wanted them to use their power and their influence and their money to make a difference.
Madam C.J. Walker, more than a pioneer of modern hair care products. Chris Simpkins, VOA News, Washington.